Hi everyone, I am Upasana Mishra and welcome to my educational channel The Funda. So, as we have completed all the concepts related to the motion along a straight line, today we are going to discuss some problems related to those concepts and we will try to solve those problems in the easiest way possible. And one request to you all is that please try to solve the questions yourself, then only look at the solution. Don't be in a hurry to know the solution, because if you solve the question yourself, then only you will get to learn a lot and you will get to master this subject and this chapter. So, so with that, let's start. So the first question is: a ball is thrown at 30 meter per second. The bat hits it and gives it a velocity of 40 meter per second in the opposite direction. If the ball and the bat are in contact for 0.04 seconds, what is the average acceleration of the ball during the interval? So now you may pause the video and solve this question and then look at the solution. Okay, so the answer to this question is, so as we have already studied, the formula for average acceleration is change in velocity by the time interval. Okay, so let me write it. Acceleration is equal to change in velocity by time interval, or change in time interval. So what is the initial velocity? Let the initial velocity is 30 meter per second towards the right. Okay, towards the right. After the time interval, the velocity became 40 meter per second in the opposite direction. That means towards the left. Okay. So if we take the right side as positive, this direction as positive, then this direction will be negative. Okay. So what is the change in velocity? The change in velocity is the final velocity minus the initial velocity. So the final velocity here is minus 40. It's not 40 because we have taken the left direction as negative. So it is minus 40. Minus change in velocity is final velocity minus initial velocity. Initial velocity is plus 30 meter per second. Okay. Because it is towards the right. Divided by the time interval. The time interval, it is given that it is 0.4 seconds because it was in contact for 0.4 seconds. So the velocity changed only during that interval. When the ball was in contact with the bat, in that time interval only, the velocity was first 30 meter per second and then it shifted to 40 meter per second in the opposite direction. Okay, so only during that interval the change happened. So we have to calculate the acceleration only for that interval, that is 0.04 seconds. So it is minus 70 by 0.04, which is I have calculated it as minus 1750. Okay, minus 1750 meter per second square. So the minus sign indicates that the acceleration is towards the left. Okay, that is the negative direction. We have chosen this direction. This direction is negative. So the acceleration is towards the left. So it is in this direction, the acceleration. Okay. So simple question. So let's move to the next question. So the second question is, a driver of a truck moving at 30 meter per second suddenly notices a wall 70 meter straight ahead. The wall is 70 meter straight ahead. If the reaction time is 0.5 seconds, and maximum reacceleration is 8 meter per second square, can he avoid hitting the wall? Can he avoid hitting the wall? So now you may pause the video and think about the solution. You may be confused by the term the reaction time. So let me explain to you this reaction time. So let me explain to you this. What is this reaction time? The reaction time is the amount of time after which the person will uh, put on the brakes. Okay, means he saw the wall in front of him. After 0.5 seconds only, he will put on the brake because that is the time he will take to react means to the situation that he is currently facing. Okay, so that is the meaning of reaction time, that is 0.5 seconds. Okay, so now you may solve this question. So okay, so the answer is, so we know that the reaction time is 0.5 seconds. So the person will apply the brake after 0.5 seconds. So what is the distance the truck would have moved during that time interval? So it will move with a constant velocity of 30 meter per second for 0.5 seconds, because after that only it will apply the brakes and the velocity will change, that is it will become zero eventually. So for 0.5 seconds it will move in uh, with a velocity of 30 meter per second. So what is the distance it will cover? That is so it will be speed into time, normal speed equal distance by time. So distance is equal to speed into time. So it is 30 the distance equal to 30 into 0.5, that is 15 meters. Okay, so after the truck has moved a distance of 15 meter, that person will apply the brake. Okay, so after applying the brake, the initial velocity will be obviously 30 meter per second because from that velocity only it is applying the brake. The acceleration will be minus 8 meter per second square because it is in the opposite direction, because it is applying the brake. So if the truck is moving in 30 meter per second in this direction, then the brakes will be at 8 meter per second square in the opposite direction, because it is the brake, it will reduce the velocity. Okay, so what will be the displacement? Means the final velocity will be 0, because it has to stop before hitting the wall. It wants to stop before hitting the wall. So what is the distance that the truck will cover to stop? Okay, with this acceleration and with this initial velocity, what is the distance it has to cover before it finally stops? Okay, stopping is the only way that it can use to avoid an accident. So let us see what is the distance it has to cover to stop. So it is v square minus u square equal to 2as. Okay, so v square is 0, so 0 square minus u square is 30 meter per second is equal to 2 into a is 8 minus 8 into s. S is the displacement. Here the displacement and distance are the same because it is moving in same direction in a straight line. Okay, so what is the displacement? It is, by solving this equation, minus 900 is equal to minus 16s. So s will be equal to, it is 56.25. S is 56.25. So what is the total distance it has to cover? Means to stop. The truck has to cover to stop. So first it went 15 meter before the reaction time, means before it could apply the brakes, it moved 15 meters, plus it has to move 56.25 meter to stop, means to deaccelerate from 30 to 0. It has to move 56.25 meter. This you have obviously seen that when the brake is applied when you are riding a bicycle or something, then suddenly it doesn't stop. After some distance only, after covering some distance only, the vehicle or the vehicle stops. Okay, you must have seen it in the practical life. So this is what we are talking about, that before finally stopping it has to move some distance, then only it will stop. Okay, so what is the total distance it has moved? So this is the distance it has moved due to the deacceleration, and this is the distance it has covered initially during the reaction time, before the reaction time. So the total distance is 71.25. So from the moment the truck driver sees the wall, it has to move 71.25 meter before it can finally stop. But as you can see in the question, it is written that the wall is 70 meters ahead. So to stop, it has to move 71.25 meter, but the wall is at a distance of 70 meter. That means it cannot stop before hitting the wall. So it will hit the wall. The truck will meet an accident and it will hit the wall. Okay. So cannot avoid accident. Okay. So we have now solved this question. It's very easy. So let's move to next question. So the third question is, A tennis ball is dropped from a height of 5 meter and rebounds to a height of 3.2 meter. If it is at contact with the floor for 0.036 seconds, what is the average acceleration during the period? So now you may pause the video and solve this question. Okay, so the answer is, so what is the situation? The situation is that from a height of 5 meter, okay, from a height of 5 meter, a ball is dropped. Okay, it hits the ground here and it again rebounds. Okay, you must have seen that when you drop a ball, it hits and rebounds. So the meaning of dropped means that here the velocity was 0. Okay, initial velocity was 0 meter per second. So we have to calculate the average acceleration. The time interval is given as this one, 0.036 seconds. So for average acceleration, the formula is that it is the final velocity, the change in velocity by time interval. Okay. So average acceleration equal to change in velocity by change in time. Okay. So change in velocity is the final velocity minus initial velocity. So what is the initial velocity? Means this velocity. With what velocity this ball will hit the ground? So it can be found out by v equal to u plus at. Okay. So here the acceleration due to gravity can be taken as 10 meter per second square. Okay. So v equal to u, that is 0, plus a, that is 10, into t. Sorry, here t is not given, so we will apply another formula, that is v square equal to u square plus 2as. Okay, because here the distance is given as 5 meter, the displacement means the initial velocity is 0, the acceleration is 10, so v square equal to u square, that is 0, plus 2 into acceleration is 10 into s, that is 5 meter. Okay, so v square equal to 100, so v equal to 10 meter per second. So that means that the ball hits the ground with a velocity of 10 meter per second, and it is given that it rebounds to a height of 3.2 meter. Okay, so till here the ball will rebound. So from this information we can calculate what is the uh, final velocity, means what is this velocity with which it will rebound. This velocity we can calculate. So it can be calculated by just visualize this situation separately. Okay, this whole situation. So suppose that you throw a ball from the ground and it goes up to a height of 3.2 meter. That means what will be the initial velocity of the ball? Okay, you are standing on the ground, you are throwing a ball and it goes up to a height of 3.2 meter. You have to think this situation like that. Okay, it is rebounding from the ground means that it can be as means it can be seen as an equivalent situation when a ball is thrown from the ground. Okay, so rebounding, when the ball is rebounding from the ground and it is going up, that situation can be seen as when a ball is thrown from the ground and it is going up. So what will be the initial velocity in that case? So we know that the maximum height is 3.2 meter. So the formula for maximum height is u square by 2g. So it is, so let me go to the next page. So the ball has gone to a height of 3.2 meter. That means let the initial velocity is u. So u square by 2g equal to 3.2 meter. So we don't know u, but g we can take as 10. So it is 2 into 10 equal to 3.2. So u square equal to 64. So u equal to 8 meter per second. Yes, 8 meter per second. So from this calculations, we know that the ball has a velocity of 10 meter per second. Yes, it has a velocity of 10 meter per second when it hits the ground, and when it rebounds and when it goes up, it has a velocity of 8 meter per second. Okay, and the time interval is given as 0.036 seconds. Okay, so the ball hits the ground with a velocity of 10 meter per second. It goes up with a velocity of 8 meter per second. Okay, and the time interval is 0.036 seconds. So what will be the average acceleration? It will be final velocity minus initial velocity by time interval. So final velocity, let us take the upward direction as positive and the downward direction as negative. So the final velocity is 8 minus initial velocity, that is minus 10. It is minus 10 because it is in the downward direction. Initial velocity is 10 meter per second in the downward direction. So by time interval 0.036 seconds. So it is equal to 18 by 0.036. It is equal to 500 meter per second square. That means the acceleration is 500 meter per second square. It is positive, that means the acceleration is towards the upward direction. We have taken the upward direction as positive, so the acceleration is 500 meter per second square in the upward direction. Plus. Okay, so it was a simple question. So let's move to the next question. The question number 4 is: a stone is thrown vertically up at 20 meter per second from the ground level. The time at which Find the time at which it is at half of its maximum height. So now you may pause the video and think about the solution to this question. Okay, so the answer is, so the situation is that a stone is thrown vertically up from the ground level at a speed of 20 meter per second. So let us diagrammatically represent the situation. So this is the ground level and a stone is thrown upwards with a velocity of 20 meter per second. So find the time at which it is half of its maximum height. So let us calculate the maximum height. So it is, the formula is for the maximum height is u square by 2g. So it is u square means 20 square. 20 square by 2g. G can be taken as 10. So it is equal to 20 meter. Okay. So it will be half of its maximum height, then that means it will be at a height of 10 meter. The maximum height is 20, so it will be at a height of 10 meters. So let it be, this height is 10 meter. So at this height it will be, so let me redraw it. It is 20 meter per second, and this is the maximum height, that is 20 meter. and it will be at this height, the half of the maximum height. So from the diagram, from the situation, you can see that it will touch the half of the maximum height twice. Okay, while while going up, it will reach half of its maximum height. Then it will go to maximum height, and while going down also, it will reach half of its maximum height, and then to the ground level. Okay, so it will reach half of its maximum height twice. Okay, so how can we calculate what is the time at which it will reach half of its maximum height? So it from the formula that S equal to ut plus half at square. Okay, from that formula we will calculate this. So here, as half of the maximum height is 10 meter and displacement is in the upward direction. Okay, so let us take the upward direction as positive and downward direction as negative. Okay, so g is in the downward direction, that is 10 meter per second square. So the displacement is 10 meter in the upward direction. So S equal to ut plus half gt square. So S is 10 meter equal to u is 20 meter per second in the upward direction. So it is plus ut. So g is minus 10. So it will be minus half into 10. This minus is due to this because this 10 is means the g is in the downward direction, that is minus 10. So ut minus half g t square. Okay, so this is the time at which it will reach the half of its maximum height. So as you can see that let me rearrange it. 10 meter equal to 20 t minus 5 t square. So as you can see that this whole equation, it is a quadratic equation. Okay, a quadratic equation always has two solutions, and it is obvious from the situation also, because the ball will reach half of its maximum height twice while going up and once while going down. So, and mathematically also we are seeing the same thing, that it is a quadratic equation, so t will have two answers and both the answers will be valid, because from the situation we can know that. So let's solve this quadratic equation. It is 5t square minus 20t plus 10 equal to 0. Okay, so let's divide it by 5. So it is t square minus 4t plus 2. Okay, equal to 0. So the you may remember that the uh, formula for solution of a quadratic equation is minus b plus minus root over of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Okay, so what I am talking about is if ax square plus bx plus c, this is a quadratic equation, is equal to 0, it is given. So the value of x, that is the solution of this quadratic equation, is minus b minus the coefficient of x plus minus root over of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Okay, so this is the formula to solve the quadratic equation. So here you can see that in place of x it is t, and the coefficient of x square, that is t square, is 1. The coefficient of t is minus 4 and c is plus 2. So it is minus b. So minus of minus 4 is plus 4 plus minus root over of b square, that is 16, 4 square, minus 4ac. 4 into a is 1, a is 1, c is 2 by 2a. So a is 1, so it is 2. So 4 plus minus root 8 by 2. Okay, so what will be the answer? So this is this you have to remember. Okay, this formula for the solution of a quadratic equation. This you have to remember always. For whenever you see a quadratic equation, you can apply this formula and solve it. You will learn that in mathematics. Okay. So the answer is 4 plus minus root 8 by 2, which is equal to 2 plus minus root 2. Root 8 is 4 into 2. So root 2 will take, it is 2 root 2. So this is by 2 is 2 plus minus root 2. So these are two times, means one at one. So once it will reach maximum half of the maximum height at 2 plus root 2, and the second time it will reach at 2 minus root 2. Minus root 2 and 2 plus root 2. These are the two times at which it will reach half of the maximum height. So the next question was, at what time it will have a speed equal to half of its maximum speed. So as the stone is thrown with a speed of 20 meter per second, so this is only the maximum speed. This 20 meter per second is the maximum speed of the stone, because gradually the speed will decrease and it will be 0 at the highest point. Then it will again increase and it will reach the ground with the same speed, that is 20 meter per second. This we have already studied uh, in the motion under gravity, that in that lecture we have already studied this. So 20 meter per second is the maximum speed. So the half of the maximum speed will be 10 meter per second. So in this problem also, it will reach the half of its maximum speed at two times during its journey, once while going up and once while coming down. Okay. So while coming down, first from 20 meter per second, it will reach become 10 meter per second, then it will be 0. While going up, it will have a velocity of 10 meter per second towards the upward direction. While coming down, it will have a velocity of 10 meter per second towards the downward direction. Then finally, it will have the maximum velocity, that is 20 meter per second, in the downward direction. Okay. So So for finding out at which time it will have a velocity of 10 meter per second, so let us assume that the upward direction is positive. Okay, so downward direction is negative. So let us see, first calculate this situation when it has a velocity of 10 meter per second towards the upward direction. Okay, while it is going up, the stone will have a velocity of 10 meter per second towards the upward direction. So V equal to U plus 80, this formula we will apply. So V, it is 10, because final velocity is 10 meter per second in the upward direction. Just look at this situation, okay? This whole situation, this situation. While it is going up, we will divide the question into two parts, like while going up and while going down. So V equal to U, it is 20 meter per second in the upward direction is positive, minus GT. So G is 10. It is because acceleration is 10 towards the downward direction, acceleration due to gravity, gt. Okay, so solving this equation, 10 equal to 10t, so t equal to 1 second. So while going upwards, the the velocity will become, the speed will become half of its maximum speed, that is 10 meter per second, at t equal to 1 second. So while going up at t equal to 1 second, it will have a speed of 10 meter per second. After, so in the so after some time also, it will have a speed of 10 meter per second in the downward direction while it is coming down. So here we will take the final velocity as minus 10. In this situation, we calculated this at 10. So if the final velocity is minus 10 and initial velocity is 20, minus 10 into t. Okay, because so b equal to u plus 80. b is minus 10, u is 20 minus gt. So it is 30 equal to 10t. So t equal to 3 seconds. So at t equal to 1 second and t equal to 3 seconds, at t equal to 3 seconds, it will have a maximum, it will have a speed that is equal to half of its uh, maximum speed, that is the initial speed, that is 20 meter per second. So it will have a speed of 10 meter per second once while it is going up, and same speed it will have but in the reverse direction. The velocity means the direction of the speed will be in the opposite direction. So once it will have a speed of 10 meter per second while going up and a speed of 10 meter per second while going down, and we have taken into account the uh, directions of that speed, that is the velocity, that is first is plus 10 and the second is minus 10, and we have calculated two times at which the speed this situation will occur. Okay, so simple. So let's move to the next question. So this is a question related to graph. So I will draw the VT graph of a particle. So all these lines are straight. This is a straight line. This is also a straight line. And this time is it is a dotted line, and this time is 2. It is t, so it is 2, and this point the velocity is minus 4, minus 4, and at time equal to 1 seconds, this is a dotted line, this is also a dotted line, the velocity is minus 2, this is the point of 3 seconds. Okay, this is the dotted line and the time is 4, and this is at equal to 4 seconds, the velocity is 4. Okay, and this point is 0, time equal to 0. So the question is, first bit, the time at which the particle is at rest. Second is, at what time the particle reverses the direction of motion. The third question is, average acceleration between 1 second and 4 seconds. Instantaneous acceleration at 3 meters, at 3 seconds. So now you may pause the video and solve this question. Okay. So the first question is that at what time the particle is at rest. Rest means the particle will have a velocity of 0 meter per second. So let us see the graph. So at you can see at t equal to 0, the velocity is 0. Okay, and also at t equal to 3 seconds, the velocity is 0. At t equal to 3 seconds, the velocity is 0. You can see from the graph. And t equal to 0 also, the velocity is 0. So the answer to the first question is t equal to 0 and t equal to 3 seconds. Okay. At what time the particle reverses the direction of motion? So what is the meaning that the particle reverses the direction of motion? So the particle is moving along a straight line. So let one direction has a sign of positive and another direction has a sign of negative. So when we say that the particle is moving at a speed of at a velocity of 3 meter per second in the positive direction, so we will write the velocity as 3 plus 3 meter per second. And when the particle has a velocity of 4 meter per second in the negative direction, then we will write the speed as the velocity as minus 4 meter per second. Okay, that means the sign of the velocity will tell us at in which direction the particle is moving. Is it moving in the positive direction or in the negative direction? Okay, we can know the direction of the particle by the sign of the velocity. Okay, so as you can see from the graph that from 0 to 3 seconds. Okay, from 0 to 3 seconds, the velocity has a sign of negative. Okay, this you can see here the velocity is minus 2, here the minus 4. So it is the graph is below the time axis. That means it is negative. So for from 0 to 3 seconds the velocity is negative. And from 3 seconds onwards the velocity is positive. You can see that the graph is above this line. Okay, so it is positive. So at t equal to 3 seconds, the velocity changes from negative to positive. At this point, you can see that here the velocity is negative and here the velocity is positive. So at t equal to 3 seconds, the velocity changes from negative to positive. That means let the negative direction is left side and a positive direction is right side. So at 3 seconds, the particle goes from left side to right side. Okay, negative direction, positive direction. So from the graph, we can know that at t equal to 3 seconds, the particle reverses its direction. Okay, in which direction it was going previously, it has reversed its direction. So it is at 3 seconds. The answer to the second bit is at 3 seconds. The particle will reverse the motion, direction of motion, because the sign of the velocity tells us about the direction of motion. Okay, sign of the velocity. So velocity is, if it is positive, then it is in one direction. If it's negative, in another direction. Okay. Average acceleration between 1 second and 4 seconds. Okay. So what is the average acceleration between 1 second and 4 seconds? Average acceleration means the change in velocity by change in time. Okay. So average acceleration means, let's solve it here. Change in velocity by time interval. Okay. So you can see that at t equal to 1 second, the velocity is minus 2. At t equal to 4 seconds, the velocity is 4. Okay. So what is the change in velocity? That is final velocity at t equal to 4 seconds. That is the final velocity. 4 minus initial velocity is at equal to 1 second. It is minus 2. So minus 2 by time interval. Time interval is 4 minus 1. Okay, that is 3 seconds. 4 minus 1, 3. So it is 6 by 3, which is equal to 2 meter per second. So the average acceleration between 1 second and 4 seconds is 2 meter per second square. Okay. So it is positive plus 2 meter per second square. That means it is towards the positive direction. Okay. So the last bit is the instantaneous acceleration at 3 seconds. So we are asked about the acceleration at 3 seconds. So you can see that in our previous class we had discussed that when the velocity time graph is a straight line, you can see that between 2 seconds and 4 seconds, this graph is straight line. This line is straight. So when the velocity time graph is a straight line, the acceleration is constant at that in that graph. When the velocity time graph is a straight line, then the acceleration is constant, and it is equal to the slope of the line. Okay, the slope of the straight line gives us the acceleration of that particle when the velocity time graph is straight. So how can we calculate? So the acceleration at this at t equal to 3 seconds is the slope of this line, this whole line. Okay, from t equal to 2 seconds to t equal to 4 seconds, the line that is drawn, the slope of that line gives us the acceleration at 3 seconds. Not only at 3 seconds, if I say this is 3.5 seconds, then also this is the same straight line. So the acceleration at this point at 3.5 seconds will also be same as the acceleration at 3 seconds, and it will be same as 3.6 seconds, means up to from 2 seconds to 4 seconds it will have a constant velocity because the VT graph is straight line, and it will be equal to the slope of this line that is drawn from 2 seconds to 4 seconds. So how we will find the slope of this line? So for finding, you may recall that the slope of a line is equal to change in y coordinate by change in x coordinate. Okay, so first we have to find 2 points on the line to know the slope of that line. So let this point is, it is 4 comma 4, you can see from the graph, this point, and this point here it is 2 comma minus 4. Okay, 2 comma minus 4. The x coordinate is 2, that is time is 2, and velocity is minus 4. So now we have got 2 points on this line. So we can calculate the slope of this line. So the slope is change in y coordinate, that is 4 minus minus 4, y coordinate, this y coordinate minus this y coordinate, and the change in x coordinate 4 minus 2 by 4 minus 2, that is equal to 8 by 2, that is equal to 4 meter per second square. So we know that the slope of this line is 4. That means the acceleration at 0.3 or 0.3.5 or 2.14 at this point, at all these points the acceleration is 4 meter per second square. Okay, so this we can know from the things that we studied in the last class, in the graphs what we studied. Okay, so this was it for this class, and in the next class we will start a new chapter. Okay, because we have completed the chapter the motion along a straight line. So hope you like it, and please like, share, subscribe to my channel, and also press the bell icon to never miss an update from my channel. Okay.